Tron Heirs is a sequel about AI, billionaires, and Jared Leto trying to figure out how to be human. And somehow the wildest thing about this movie is that Jared Leto playing a soulless digital ghoul feels perfectly believable.
It's Morbin time.
This time around, we've got two rival tech CEOs fighting over the Permanence Code, a program that lets digital creations last longer than 29 minutes before turning into pixel dust. Eve Kim, played by the always brilliant Greta Lee, wants to use it to regrow the planet's resources. Meanwhile, Julian Dillinger, played by Evan Peters, just wants to mass produce Jared Leto. One of these plans is for the good of humanity. The other is basically the nightmare version of an NFT drop.
Hans, are we the baddies?
Stylistically, Tron Ares does everything you'd expect. Glowing neon visuals, synth-heavy score, and digital world bleeding into the real one. But instead of the imaginative chaos of Tron Legacy, we get a safer, more programmatic approach. Think fewer wild rides through cyberspace, more motorcycle chases through downtown Vancouver. The grid is out, Canada is in. Leto's Ares is an AI security program who gets unleashed into the real world, only to slowly realize maybe killing people on behalf of a bratty billionaire isn't the best use of his time, especially when Eve Kim gives him a crash course in what makes humans tick. Little things like rain, fireflies, and apparently a love for Depeche Mode, because nothing says I have a soul like blasting Enjoy the Silence. Words are very unnecessary. Greta Lee does what she can, even though her character is about as underwritten as a software patch note. She's supposed to represent humanity's hope, but most of the time it feels like the writers handed her a save the world template and hit print. Still, Lee's natural depth makes Eve believable enough that when Ares starts questioning his programming, you kinda get it. Jared Leto, meanwhile, does exactly what you expect Jared Leto to do. He looks like a wax museum figure that somehow started blinking, then convinces you maybe he deserves rights after all.
Open your eyes.
Evan Peters as Julian Dillinger is cartoonishly bratty, a tech villain obsessed with living up to his family name while also mass-producing violence. If Mark Zuckerberg, Boris from GoldenEye, and a Reddit moderator fused into one character, this would be it.
I am invincible!
And when Gillian Anderson shows up as his overbearing ex-CEO mom, you almost wish the movie leaned harder into the soap opera energy instead of taking itself so seriously. Visually, Tron Ares is slick but not groundbreaking. There are some cool set pieces. Ribbons of orange light slicing through Vancouver look fantastic, and a motorcycle chase is genuinely thrilling. But for every inspired moment, there are three where you realize the film is just recycling the franchise's signature neon glow as a distraction from its thin script. It's Tron paint by numbers. Stylish, yes, but not as inventive as it wants you to believe.
But did you even try?
The music, though, is where Ares flexes. Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross step in for Daft Punk, trading disco futurism for gritty industrial menace. And it works. The score gives the movie a pulse it doesn't always earn. Watching Ares in Dolby is less like seeing a film and more like sitting inside a giant subwoofer while Jared Leto stares into your soul.
Why don't you just make 10 louder and make 10 be the top number and make that a little louder?
These go to 11.
If nothing else, your chest will vibrate enough to remind you you're alive, even if the movie doesn't do the same for your brain. The problem is that Tron Ares never escapes its own programming. It's obsessed with asking whether machines can be human, but never digs deeper than the surface. The movie keeps repeating, technology is what we make of it, but doesn't give us characters or story beats strong enough to make us care. It's a sleek sequel that exists mostly to keep the brand alive, not to push it anywhere new.
I'm trying to free your mind, Neo, but I can only show you the door. You're the one that has to walk through it.
So the verdict, pros. Slick neon visuals, a killer score, and Jared Leto actually working as a digital program discovering humanity. Cons, a generic story, underwritten characters, and the feeling that you've seen all of this before because you have. Final score, 3 out of 5 buckets. So what did you think of Tron Ares? Was it a light cycle thrill ride, or did it feel like your system crashed halfway through? Drop your thoughts below. And me, I'll leave you with this. If Tron Ares taught me anything, it's that machines trying to be human are still more relatable than billionaires trying to be interesting.